All right, so we're going to start with the obvious. Artificial intelligence risk management framework. The US government mostly support the NIST, National Institute of Science and Technology, and they fund them, so they come up with some of the best framework out there to guide us. The summary in generally is that AI potentially is going to transform and impact lives. So I think that is already known. We've talked about it earlier on, right? It's going to influence the way we do so many things. And I'll challenge you today, whatever your role, your job is today, I'll tell you one thing, things are changing so quick. It's smart to position ourselves in a way that we can still be relevant in the long term. So the summary of this is just to give us an oversight to say, hey, these papers are just saying, listen, there's going to be a lot of changes. Hopefully, we can have oversight on those changes, okay? What are the key things in general with this AI model? There's something we call zero trust security model, which is just saying, in general, we should implement certain strategy in security in terms of protection of the identities of people, the infrastructure, the data, the network, the application, the devices. In layman terms, we're just saying, let's have a holistic view of security in general terms. Meaning, if you're using certain devices, I'm not just thinking of the device alone, I'm saying you as an individual, how do you have access? The data you have access to, how is it being classified? The network that is feeding every information you have, what is the segmentation, the way it's broken down? The infrastructure you use, if you're using the cloud, on-prem, data center, whatever it is you're using, we want to make sure we have adequate security around it. So it's a holistic way of looking at security in general. Okay, just hang out with me here. So some foundational information in general. The key thing I want us to, because this is really a guide from NIST itself, but the main thing we should think in our mind is saying, okay, at the end of the day, AI is impacting not just our day-to-day life, but threats to civil liberties and rights. You know, it has a lot of positive impact, positive influence. But ladies and gentlemen, let me challenge you. Think about this for a second. Yes, most Western world can talk about regulation. They can talk about framework. What about if you have a rogue state that is anti-West and says, I don't care about this nonsense you guys are talking about. We have our AI model and we're going to use it in a negative form. We're going to train to be cyber hackers. We're going to train this model to harness disinformation and attack elections, attack different events worldwide. So, and they would have the protection of a rogue state. So let's just hypothetically think about it. So they have the protection of a state and the models are designed for evil. So, you know, we talk regulation, yeah, good. Regulation in the US, in Canada, in the Western world, Australia, yeah, fine. But what about other rogue countries that decide we don't, why do we care about regulation? I'm not going to call names, but there are many countries that don't care about regulation. They don't give a damn about it. So the question is that how do we make ourselves protected by rogue actors? Very important too. We should think along that line. Foundational information, the model and the framework is just a guide. So today you see me get into the guide in a bit. So the guide will kind of give us an idea of, okay, this is going to be areas we should look out for as we proceed. Some key challenges for this framework, we'll get into that now. Number one, risk measurement. At the current state, the way risk is defined is not properly understood. It's difficult to measure. So those AI model we see, the way risk is defined, it's not easily measured. So, and remember again, everybody on this call, this is something new to everybody. So people are still trying to figure out how do we measure risk? If you have an AI model with so many tons of information and data, some of this AI model has over 750 billion data points, trillions of data points. So how do we measure risk? Quantitative, qualitative. How do we measure it? Do I know what is PHI, PII? in all of this model? We don't know. Do I know the combination, permutation of data that can become sensitive information? We don't know, So number one, how do we track risk related to third-party hardware, data, software? How do we track emergent risk? How reliable are the metrics? At different stage of this AI model, building model, do we identify the risk around it? What about the human baseline? What is the baseline for these data points? We don't know. So there's so many things we don't know. So risk measurement is a huge one right now. The world has no clue. Remember, it's still new. So nobody knows risk measurement, big risk. What about risk tolerance? Number one, right now, regulators are trying, scrambling, but nobody really has a baseline of what we can tolerate at this point, right? You might develop your policies, procedures, organizational thought leaders. They might come up with policies in terms of your local leadership, state leadership, federal leadership, global leaders, but there is no well-defined tolerance. Now, you can sneak in the likes of GDPR, CCPA for policies in California or other states, but there is no defined risk tolerance. We don't know. Nobody knows right now, right? It's one of the biggest issues globally right now for all of us, right? Okay. The next one is risk prioritization. What do we prioritize? Am I going to prioritize PHI, PII because of sensitivity of it? Am I going to prioritize biasness of the data, trustworthiness of the data? Am I going to prioritize cultural implication, cultural sensitivity? So what are we prioritizing? We don't know, right, at the moment. So a lot of unknown. So the beauty is, because it's at the early stage, I think it's one of the best way to position ourselves as a community. Be one of the few folks that really understand AI models and the risk around it, the security around it, the best practice around it. If we can position ourselves there, I think we'll be like the gatekeepers of AI models, which is, I think, a good space to be at the moment. Integration and management of risk. Of course, somebody just texted me and said there was a breach in an AI model, cybersecurity breach. Hello, we're all expecting that there will be breaches like that, right? Now you have to say, okay, Mr. AI, your model is being breached. Why is it not replicating itself or discovering if it's a breach or not? That's a different conversation. But there will be breaches, of course. We all know that at some point. All right, audiences. It's a big deal, and of course we should all agree it has the positive and the negative side of things, right? The way we have AI models used for the greater good, there is potential of also using it for malicious intent. So we all can agree on that, right? So those are big deals that we have to just constantly deal with as not just a nation, but as the world in general. How is the done, the collection process, the building of this model, how are this model verified and validated in general, how are they deployed and used, then operation and monitoring of those models. This is a solid diagram you can have handy. Everybody on this call, make sure you have a copy of this. I'll send it out later. Please make sure you download it. It's a good, I've not seen a summary of the framework yet. So to my knowledge, I'm probably one of the few people that summarize it. It took me almost a month to kind of put something together to summarize this framework on AI right now. So just leverage it. AI risk and trustworthiness, you all can agree with me. Number one, we want it to be a system that is not biased. How do you build trust in it? Is it valid and reliable? Is it safe, secure, accountable and transparent, interpretable, privacy enhanced, fair with minimal bias, right? Those are things we are all looking for. Imagine an AI model that is used for mortgage, which we're going to talk about today. Imagine the bias that can be introduced to certain demographic. It's a big deal. These are big, big issues. The risk and trustworthiness is a big deal. We want to make sure the AI model, we can trust it. If we cannot trust it, then it's going to fall apart. Don't forget again, If you are not on the table, you'll probably be part of the menu. Always remember that. It's important. People in our community representing us are in the table also in spaces like this, so that when bias is potentially introduced, somebody can counter and say, well, this is bias. We need to have data point that represents everyone and create that fairness. It's a big deal, and this is the right time to start emphasizing it before it's too late, really. At some point, it will become a case where the genie has gone and we don't have a representative. We don't want that. So it's important we're all involved. Never forget that word AI bias. It's not just AI. But if the data is not impacting us, then we're going to be in trouble in the long term. So valid and reliable, we talked about it before. We want to make sure the model is valid. Now, it's fair to say there are certain people that would introduce bias, unreliableness into their own AI models. And that's why you can see people doing deep fake. They'll create, simulate somebody crisis in the Wall Street, and it will look like real life cases. They will do things to make it crazy to cause panic all over the world, right? So things like that, we have to make sure we safe. Safety is a big one, right? At the end of the day, the way the AI model is designed, developed, and deployed, you know, it has to be safe. Safety must be considered, right? So it's not just because think about the implication in real life. Let's think about the military machineries for a second and say, imagine an AI model used to build certain materials or manufacturing for certain devices. Imagine a bias introduced that would or potentially act. And maybe you guys have not heard of this case. There was a case in Japan. I don't know how verified this is. There was an AI lab, and about 5 to 7 soldiers were killed in the course of the experiment. So, and if you've seen some videos online also, an AI soldier with some Israelis trained, that was really cool. Some of you must have seen that video. And this AI is just as effective as a human. The way it fights, and the crazy, scary thing is, unlike human that miss shots, this machine does not miss its targets. Scary stuff. So these are things we should, secure and resilient. You guys would agree with me. Cybersecurity is a big one, irrespective of the model. So this is a big one. Transparency, like we said before, this gets into the details. We can read this one up. Explainable and interpretable, meaning we can explain the model. It's not fiction. And honestly, if you guys have used the ChatGPT model, you realize most of the model, if you leave it flat without narrowing it, it will explain a lot of detail, sometimes over-explain things until you ask it to reduce the words. So, which is great. You could see the sources, you could see the references, you could see the thought process for most of those models, which is great. Privacy, we all agree, like we mentioned. The first country, let me ask, can you guys chat? Let's chat real quick. Can you tell me the first country that banned ChatGPT? No, it's a temporary ban. I get it. Can you type which country was the first one that banned it? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lawal, Ms. Lawal. Yep, Italy was the first one. But I think it's a lost cause. It's a temporary ban. It makes if you people will eat your lunch if you ban such a tool that can be good for your community. So they ban it for privacy's sake until they figure out privacy. But in the long term, is it sustainable? I don't think so, because the real life implication is just way bigger than any evil at the moment. Over time, like we mentioned, this is going to evolve and get crazy over time. I get it. But at the moment, it's really amazing. Somebody said Togo, the second country to ban ChatGPT. I didn't know that. That's great. I hope that was not a joke, people. Well, I hope they have a reason for banning it. I think, okay. All right, cool. Togo was the second country. I can't confirm that. I hope that was not a deep fake. Maybe that was ChatGPT chatting with me. I don't know. Fear. Now, this is very important and key. The fairness, AI bias is a big one. We need to make sure there's no bias introduced into it. Hopefully, we can have a few of us that are practitioners of AI assessment, AI review, AI auditors, AI assessors, or AI bias engineers, whatever we call them. They would go into an organization and see the model, analyze, assess the model, and probably run some queries to see if there's bias within the model. The bias could be demographic bias, it could be race, it could be gender, it could be by any other categories, doesn't matter, right? If there's a bias, we should fight those bias for sure. The effectiveness of an AI model and the framework is just a guide on best practices. This is the best the world has at the moment. It's going to be evolving, getting better, but it makes sense to be one of the pioneers for sure. That's the way I look at it. It's effective because there's nothing at the moment. So it's, you can't measure it with other ones right now. There are some people that gave some guideline, but most organizations, this is one of the best I've seen. It's really new also. So I think we can leverage AI RMF for now. And that's it. But the key for us tonight, I would ask you, let me show you guys a document real quick. This is the meat for everything. And I would like your thoughts about this. What we like to do is we always have like a group, quick group thing. I'll do 5 minutes, I'll do a group discussion and we'll be out of it. This is the use case. Identifying artificial intelligence bias in a mortgage. This is really cool. In a mortgage company using NIST framework. Now look at this. Let me show you this background to this story. Let me make it big. All right. This is a leading financial institution that uses machine learning model to access loans, right? Application to determine creditworthiness. So this is a big deal, right? We all need those loans for our homes, for land, for property. So it's a big deal. However, the company has recently become concerned about potential bias in their AI models, which could result in unfair lending practice. That's a big deal, right? They decide to conduct an assessment using the NIST framework. All right, look at what happened. All right, they define the problem. All right, identify the data. So the data they identify, of course, demographic data, financial record, history, pre-processing the data, which is the planning. They're looking, what are the kind of data we are talking about? PII. Can we all type in PII, personal identification information? Can somebody give me an example of PII? Let me just, can somebody just give me an example of PII? Personal identification information. Credit information, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yep, what else? Social security, date of birth. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yep. Any record that can tie the data back to you is a PII, So we don't want people to be able to tie it back to you. All right. Next one, train the model. The mortgage industry trains this model. They evaluate model performance, right? They check the accuracies of their models, all right? Can we all type model performance? Can we do that real quick? Model performance. Anytime you see AI, they are building models, right? Different data points, how the data is aggregated, they are building those models, and they want to check the performance of the model, okay? Let's go to the next one. This is a big one for us. Identify bias indicator. So if you go in as an assessor, this is a good one. They analyze relationship between the models, prediction, and applicants' demography to detect any disparity or biases. This is great stuff. So I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at the model prediction and the applicant demography. So if I'm looking and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? There's a pattern. For people that have the best interest rate, they are in certain demography versus another demography. There's a pattern of disparity here. I need to know why. So immediately I know there's potential bias indicators or a bias confirmation really at the end of the day. So that's a big deal for me. I'm going to say, okay, this is a bias potentially. The next one, how do we quantify and measure the bias? So we have to use certain fairness metrics, disparity ratio impact, demography, parity. So we are getting into details now. And the beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen, there are tools that will do this for you. You plug them into this AI model and you can start seeing pattern of bias. So these are tools. There are tools that will do it for us, okay? So don't overthink it. Most of the time, there are tools that would analyze this bias at the end of the day for us, okay? Analyze and analyze impact and root cause. So now we are getting deeper. We are saying, okay, now we've seen there's a bias, there's a pattern here. What is the root cause? Is the root cause because the model was built with those pre-config bias? Is that the root cause? Maybe yes. If that is the root cause, then we take note and say, okay, this is a challenge already. The next thing is mitigate the bias. All right. Look at the mitigation we are talking about now. This is getting real, people. We are talking about retraining the models, adjusting decision threshold, or incorporating fairness constraint during the training process. So we are saying, as you are training your AI model, we are analyzing and making sure fairness constraints is included in the training model, right? So here's the summary of the finding. All right. I want us to look at the summary real quick. Of course, we're going to say recommendation. What are we recommending? Retrain models with balanced data, monitor model performance, enhance transparency, diverse and ethical data collection. I want us to work as a group and consider adding 2 more recommendations. Okay? I want us to add 2 more recommendations. So what I typically do, because just to make it something we can easily interact real quick, I'm going to quickly see if I can send this. I think I sent this. If you have this document, give me thumbs up. I think I sent it to the groups. If you have the document I'm sharing, give me thumbs up. Beside the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint I will share out later. If you have the document I'm sharing, give me thumbs up. Okay. All right. It's okay. All right. A few of us do. If you don't have the document, give me 1 second. Let me find the best way to share this document real quick. Give me 1 second. While you're doing that, I want you to start thinking of recommendations you might have. Let me share this document again. Additional recommendation you might have, because that's what we're going to work on as a group real quick. We'll do it for 10 minutes and we'll bounce. I want us to have additional recommendation as a group. 1 second. Start thinking in your mind and say, okay, this AI model we are talking about, let's see, what are we talking about? What are the potential areas? What are the, AI model? So I'm going to do something real quick. I would add all right. So if you don't mind, I would share with us real quick a place I can share it with everybody. Let me quickly copy it to 1 second. Let me copy it and send to everybody. Give me 1 second. I got you. So to make sense to you, all of us can have a copy of this. All right, let me send it out. I would for you to quickly have access to the documents. I'll send it to the larger group later too. I don't know how you join, but this will be helpful so that we can do the working session together real quick for 10 minutes and you'll be good to go. Let's see. All right, let me share this with us. Okay, so do me a favor. I just created a group for this AI model. If you're on this, what do you call it, on the Zoom, join that group real quick, and I'll post the document there, this document I'm sharing, so that you can quickly do your working session there. Let me quickly share that with you. I'll share that document in this group in the next 2 minutes once everybody joins. If you're on this group, at least a few of us will be able to join that group. If you don't mind, quickly join that group, so I'll share the document, please. I'll give another 2 minutes, then just join the group on the WhatsApp, thing. All right, I can see most of us have already joined. Okay, so, all right. For those of you that also want to download the PowerPoint I'm working on, I sent a link also. You can download it there directly. The PowerPoint we're working on right now. It's a great one. Honestly, you won't see anything on the web. I've not seen anything that summarize at least give you an idea of what the RMF for AI is. So take advantage of it. Just at least have it for your own record. All right, so let me share that document in the group. I think that should be enough time for us. Let me quickly share that with us, AI model. Okay, so I think we should all have the document now. If you don't have it, that's okay. Oh, some people just join. Anyway, all right, so let's quickly do a group work. All I want us to do, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you real quick, is you would go to this document for just 10 minutes, don't overthink it. The document I sent, just give me 2 other recommendations you think you would include. There's one I can tell you, obviously, but let me keep quiet. It's staring in our face. Think of 2 other things you would include that you feel would make sense. Think of 2 other things you would include that you think would make sense. Okay. All right. So let's quickly do, and when we do our breakout sessions, please don't overthink it. Just have fun. We do 4 groups real quick. Everybody is a leader. Just go there, share your screen with the document, and come up with 2 extra recommendations. Then we debrief in the next. Let's do for 8 minutes. We come back. We just talk about it. Assign somebody in your group to just talk about it. That's all. Then we'll wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. Let's go quickly. All right, welcome everybody. I know we had a very short time, so don't overthink it. Don't feel bad. The idea is to just get us thinking a little bit. If you don't have access to the document, I'm going to send it to everybody. Just once I sent the link, once you have it, just download it. It will ask for your email or whatever, and just download and you would have access to all the documents. So don't overthink it. So let's quickly have group one. If you don't mind, if you are talking about for your group, just raise your hand so we can quickly unmute you if you don't mind. Let's have like 2 or 3 groups. I think most of the time the pattern will be the same thing. So we're speaking about group one, team one. Just raise your hands if you don't mind, please, and I will unmute you. Thank you. Let's start with Marvin. Go ahead, Marvin. I'm unmuting you. 1 or 2 other group can please feel free to go ahead, Marvin. Your show.
Hello, yes. So here we're establishing a proper governance structure to establish policies and procedures that address the fair lending practices. And the second one was just probably us overthinking on establishing a reporting or auditing structure that enables a trace back on whether the implementations explored are still fair.
I love it. I love it. And I think I heard some of you debating what governance was. And I agree with one of the speakers that said, building your policies and doing other things might be part of the governance structure in general. So when we say governance, don't overthink it. It's just saying we are defining owners, who is accountable, a strategic view of what would be done. And that includes building processes, policies, implementing meetings, escalation paths. If there's a crisis, what do we call? So it's just think of it like, yes, I think it's taken from the word government, right? Governing of the project, of your structure, of your business. So I like that. That's a good thinking. I love it. Very well done. So let me say another group that wants to present. Any other group? There's one you guys didn't say. I want that so badly. Can somebody, who is going to volunteer? One more group. Raise your hand. Don't overthink it. Whatever you guys talk about in your group, just raise your hand and I will mute you to talk about it real quick. That's all. All right. One area I wanted to kind of remember again in that document, I would personally advocate for some kind of regulation, right? Because if you notice, beginning of our class, we shared a video that showed regulators, right? And the interview of the CEO of ChatGPT. And let me stop recording, and that will be our final. I'll play it one more time so that people that missed it will just see that video, and that's how we end for today.